Now, normally al-Qaida likes to send their regards, but in this rare situation in Yemen, they're sending their regrets. In Sana'a, there was a raid on the Yemeni Ministry of Defense. And apparently, if you believe al-Qaida in the Arabian Peninsula, they say that they told their fighters not to attack the mosque or the hospital within the Ministry of Defense. But they say that one rogue terrorist attacked the hospital and dozens of people were killed. So in a shocking turn of events, al-Qaida has come out and apologized. So here's their spokesperson. "We confess to this mistake and fault. We offer our apologies and condolences to the families of the victims." And then he added,
"I regret it. I'm sorry. You're saying I'm sorry. That was just my mistake and my bad. And I'm sorry."
That might not have been Qasim al-Raimi in that tape, but I think you understand the point. But I'm a bit stunned by this. It's not like al-Qaida to usually applies, but they have from time to time, as I'll explain a little bit later. They continue to say, "We did not want your lost ones. We did not target them on purpose. This is not our religion or our morals." Well, there's some great irony there, because, of course, al-Qaida kills civilians all the time. They're like, no, normally our morals and our religion is to kill innocent civilians. We just didn't mean to kill them in the hospital. So our bad. Just a misunderstanding. Oh, okay, I get it. He continues to say, "We saw what the Yemeni channel broadcast, a gunman entering a hospital. We did not order him to do so, and we are not pleased with what he did. Moreover, it wronged us and pained us because we do not fight in this manner." We fight in the manner of killing civilians on a bus, sometimes on the side of a road, sometimes with road bombs, sometimes with suicide bombs, but not particularly in that hospital. Now, there's something telling in that quote, too. You see, what happened was, this was not good PR for them, because they referred to the tape of the killings of the people in the hospital. So when that was broadcast in Yemen, guess what happened? They lost some support, because people don't like to see innocent people being murdered inside a hospital. So all of a sudden, they're doing a little backpedaling and a little apologizing, because they're losing the PR battle. Well, at least these knuckleheads, after all this time, have begun to realize, hey, you know what? It might help if we had more people on our side rather than less people. Peter Bergen, who's a national security analyst for CNN, says, "Al-Qaeda leaders seem to be waking up to the fact that if they position themselves as the defenders of Muslims, their large-scale killing of Muslim civilians needs to stop." Now, you would think they would have figured that out a while ago. You know, sometimes I get frustrated because on the show, it takes us an unbelievably long period of time to figure out what we're doing wrong, sometimes up to like 6 months before we do a course correction. These guys have been going in this direction for decades, and it finally dawns on them, oh right, if we kill innocent Muslims, it might be harder to get Muslims to join our cause. Okay, well, that memo arrived fairly late for you guys, but I'm glad it's there. Now, to be fair, it's not the only time that Al-Qaeda has apologized. It's funny every time I say it. You know, the Republicans in this country accuse Obama of going on an apology tour, which of course he didn't do. But here's Al-Qaeda actually apologizing to the people of Yemen and to the world to some degree. But it's not the only time they've done it. In November, Syrian rebels with Al-Qaeda ties apologized for mistakenly beheading a rebel fighter. And then they said,
"Oh my God, I am totally sorry for that."
Now, in 2009, an Al-Qaeda spokesman released a video message offering condolences to unintended Muslim victims, as opposed to the intended Muslim victims, by the way. And back in 2007, Osama bin Laden himself said that Muslim victims killed were not targets. Now, in fact, he said they were not, quote, intended targets. They were not intended, they were killed nonetheless. Okay. Well, there was a lot we intended to kill. A couple of you on the side that we didn't intend to kill. Oh, that was a sad day for you. But yeah, our bad on that one. We'll get you next time. This is also very interesting. Now, it turns out Al-Qaeda in the Arabian Peninsula is starting to compensate some of the victims of the people that were killed in the hospital. It's interesting because that's also what the U.S. government does. Oftentimes, we'll kill people we didn't intend to kill, and we'll call that collateral damage, and then we'll give a little compensation and say, are you all right? Now look, I know that war is messy sometimes. A lot of times collateral damage can be avoided and we don't bother. Sometimes it can't be avoided, and afterwards, if you do some compensation, that's not a bad thing. But it's interesting that al-Qaeda is copying our way of doing things, as we do signature drone strikes where we kill people we don't know who they are, which kind of copies what al-Qaeda does. And by the way, we do double taps, which is killing first responders. That is al-Qaeda 101. It's interesting how we're starting to copy some of their tactics, and they're starting to copy some of our tactics. It's also a little scary. Finally, Qasim al-Raimi says, "We made a mistake, we accept responsibility, and we are continuing with our jihad." So, a tiny little mistake, but don't get us wrong, we still love the jihad. Perhaps there's a better way to do these things, but it doesn't seem that either side has quite figured that out. As we turn the Yemeni population against us with our senseless drone strikes, and they turn the Yemeni population against them with their senseless acts of terrorism, whether it's killing people in a hospital, a mosque, or anywhere else.